it twice almost. Wow, nice. Good recovery. Good save. Yeah, so just in case anyone's forgotten, we're trying to go for all skill points as well. Which is why, if you're wondering, like, oh, why are you trying to do all this stuff? It's taking extra time. It's because we just kind of want to get all skill points. Figure max it out.
Yeah.
Whoa, you got a lot of height, dude.
Good.
You could have done Twisty McMarks easily. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I would have hit the wall.
Oh no!
It's fine.
Yeah, it would be nice to get all the little weapons. Admittedly, I don't think it's happening today. To be honest. It'll depend how long this actually does take. But, we can maybe get like one or two. Because some of them are only like, what, 10,000 bolts?
Some of them are cheap, yeah.
That's not really too bad. Oh, we'll do a double darla. Destroyed. That's okay, you're probably gonna win. Oh no, you're not.
Wrong way.
If you didn't try to show off, you would've won. You really tried just that one. Well done.
I'm trying to practice on the tricks because I'm gonna need them. And if I can get the speed boost, that'd be great.
Are you double darled it? Yeah, you know, Megan, I wonder if they will ever, like, go back to Ratchet 1 and try to do, like, a proper remake of the first game. Or at least, like, a remaster. Like, a good remaster.
Revolver Raider. Ooh.
That's an interesting one. Oh yeah, do you think it's feasible?
I mean,
they would do that?
They could do it if they want. I don't know if Sony would ever want them to do it, though.
I guess it's kind of true. They kind of are at the whims of their Sony overlords.
Yeah, they're not really an indie studio anymore.
If Sony says no, you'll make realistic games from now on, they'll have to go yes, master.
Basically.
Man, that must suck, though. You know? Imagine being, like, a studio that specializes in, you know, now, you know, technically this is Naughty Dog, I guess, but they did it of their own volition. But imagine being, like, a smaller studio and then you get acquired by something like Sony. It's like, okay, well, we specialize in, you know, these kind of games. And we know people like platformers. We know they like cartoony platformers, right?
Yeah.
And then Sony comes up and they're like, no. Kids these days don't like cutesy platformers with interesting cartoony graphics. No, they like realistic shooting games. So we want you to make a realistic shooting game now. Imagine being the studio going, well, no, but we know this will make fun of you. And they're like, no, that's not the trend. You need to follow these trends, right? That would suck booty, dude. You know how much that would suck? That would suck a lot.
I mean, you do realize that's pretty much exactly what happened to BioWare when they got acquired by EA, right?
Well, yeah, like, I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just saying it sucks, right? Like, it would suck. And now, I'm not too sure about BioWare. I don't really know what happened with them. I know they got acquired by EA. But didn't they still kind of keep making the same games that they usually did? Or is that what Andromeda became?
That's kind of what Andromeda and Anthem became. They specialize in story-based, like, games, and they wanted them to make a shooter, basically. So they made Anthem.
Yeah, see, I forgot about Anthem. I guess that goes to show you what kind of impact it left.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I know, like, nothing about Andromeda. All I know is that it had a lot of bugs.
Yeah, it was kind of rushed.
Nice, split of points.
I didn't get very many points for doing, like, 3 flips there, but okay.
Yeah, you seem personally offended.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of one problem with being acquired by a bigger company. I think that's why I kind of, for a while, started going more towards, like, indie games like Undertale, right? Where it's like, this is different. It's not going by the whims of, like, a big overlord corporation. It's going by what this person wants to make.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you haven't already and you have a Reddit account, you should totally follow the indie game subreddit, I think. It's pretty good. Show off a lot of real nice stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it's how I learned about Choo Choo Charles. And that game was pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Have you got that one yet?
Yeah, I played and did Choo Choo Charles day one.
Okay.
Played and finished it day one. Now, honestly, I've been tempted to replay it. I just haven't really had time, but it'd be fun to replay. But yeah, I like indie games like that. I think that's why though. Like, I'm not gonna say like I'm an indie game connoisseur and I never play like AAA titles or anything, right? But I don't know. I think indie games are just a breath of fresh air because you see them and it's like, oh yeah, man, a big studio would never do this. They would never try something this bold and different. But it's nice.
The gadget.
That was straight in the water you go. You're just like, oh, okay, that one's dead in the water. Literally. Whoa, 20 coins, nice.
Ah.
Yeah, so I don't know, indie games are cool. I guess I did kind of go through a bit of an indie games phase though, where I was like, oh yeah, indie games are just like the best kind of game. I don't know, I just like them being different. I don't know, I got tired of like all the Call of Duties and all of the shooters. And I was into those games too. But I guess I got kind of tired of it all and was like, nah, not really feeling these kind of more mainstream games anymore. That was a while ago though. Now, obviously I'm back into mainstream games, but I still have a big appreciation for like indies. It's a nice breath of fresh air, going from one to the other. And keep on strapping my phone.
Yeah, don't drop your phone.
Fraggin, do you play much in the way of indie games? I don't actually recall. Because I've been wanting you to play Undertale for a while, but I don't think you've gotten around to it yet.
I have not. I used to play a lot more indie games. Lately, I haven't really been playing a lot, just because I haven't been playing a lot in general. I do want to play a lot of them, though.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it more. Recently, I will say, I have started playing Vampire Survivors. I finally bit the bullet on that one after I watched a friend play. Really fun. Might end up doing comfy. Nice. Well, you landed it.
I mean, that's fine. That's all that matters. Although I'm on third lap, so I'm not getting at this one.
Yeah, I might end up doing some comfy streams of Vampire Survivors. Like, honestly, I think it's kind of the perfect game as well. If, like, you have a stream and it ends just, like, a little bit early, but you want to get a little more out of it, right?
Yeah.
So like when I do, like, a round of Vampire Survivors, you know? And I think that's probably the best way to make up for it. It's like, oh, let's do, like, a quick round of Vampire Survivors. Because it's pretty fun. I didn't think it'd be as fun as it is, but it's pretty fun and comfy. Do another double Darla. I can only double Darla so many times. Nice.
I don't know what causes the tricks to be different, I'll be honest.
Well, it's probably the button you hold, right?
Well, I know it's a combination of the buttons you hold, but I did that one the exact same way and I got the Revolverator. I don't know if I got 4 poses or what.
I mean, it's possible that maybe you did more full rotations with that button being held.
I mean, maybe.
Well, that one's dead in the water.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dead in the water.
Hi.
Dead on the sand. Well done, Ratchet.
Oh, Ratchet, buddy.
Plan.
So I can't get the 4.
Oh, Nemesis. Ooh. I saw what you're trying to do. You're trying to save it. Yeah, it's gonna be so much nice. It's gonna be so much nicer playing these games on like PS2. Although I guess I'm gonna need to. I know I have a PS3 controller myself somewhere that maybe I'll swap in whenever I do a PS3 game. Because I know I'm gonna do some PS3 games.
That pillar has no collision. I didn't even realize that.
It did not. Nice. I don't know how you landed that one, but sure. Snaggle Beast. Dude, you're so close. Okay, well, that's the 2 points and gonna get you there. How many do you need? Like 4,000?
4,500.
So you need another 1,000 and like this jump.
Hey, it's better.
I mean, it's much better. You're doing really good. You're adjusting your seat.
Yeah.
If you want, I can put this pillow up more for you.
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna take a sip.
I'm making sick in a sip. Yeah. I don't think there's any indie games I want to stream at some point in the near future. I don't think so. And then I can think of maybe like Bear and Breakfast, maybe. I know that's a good one. I still want to do Unpacking.
Did you ever do A Little to the Left?
No.
Oh, okay. I keep getting recommended that one on Steam.
Well, see, I want to get it. But like, I did watch a friend play like a little bit of that. I didn't want to spoil too much.
Yeah.
Right? But I did watch a friend play a little bit of it. And obviously we played the demo. And that looked like a real bastard. That one looks like a real bastard later on in the game. So I was thinking like, oh, I don't know, maybe that one won't be a good idea. But I'll probably still play it eventually. I'll just give it a little bit more time. Maybe next sale.
Thanks, game.
But yeah, I'm not really too sure what other indie games would be super good. Like, at least any that I have a super big interest in streaming. Well, to be fair, I might not be thinking of any because maybe I haven't really, like, committed any to memory. Because I have a lot of games that I still need to finish. Like, RTS and Elden Ring. And I still have all the Resident Evils to play. So maybe I'm just not really thinking of, like, well, what games am I going to do in the near future? Because my near future is pretty bad for games. I mean, I have until March to at least beat Resident Evil 4 Original, so I can get hyped for the remake. Because I am hyped for the remake. I just think that one's going to be pretty fun. But I also love Resident Evil 4, and I just kind of want to play Resident Evil 4. To be honest, I just want to play that game again. It's so good. It's literally one of my favorite REs.
Oops.
See, Bass Circuit says maybe stuff like Minute or a Short Hype. There's a good number of nice one-stream games. Perhaps. Perhaps. You can get your points off for that one.
I know! It would have only been 10, but still.
Nice. I don't know. Sure.
Don't doubt my prowess.
Yeah, there's quite a. I mean, yeah, there are some good indie games to play. I just can't really think of any. But see, then I think about it, and I'm like, well, there's also all these games that I've had like on my list for years.
Yeah.
That I still haven't played. We'll see. Yeah, one thing I might do, and I've considered this as like not like a series, but just kind of a fun way to decide what game to do, right? Is do what Steam recommends me. Because now Steam has, well, you have this in your library, which you might also like, right? It's usually the same thing though. It's usually like Papers, Please, and Omori. Those show up a lot for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm thinking, oh, it might be fun just to go, what does Steam recommend for the next game? And then go on and be like, okay, we'll do that one. Also, Disco Elysium. It also recommends Disco Elysium a lot, which I do need to do.
Come on. Should have had that one.
You should have. Man, that robot got fucked. Ooh. Oh. Oh, Looney Tunesing it.
Double whammy.
Yeah, I probably do need to do tricks off the half pipe, so.
I mean, probably.
Have you managed to do Twisty McMarks yet?
No.
Doesn't that give you like 1,000 points?
I don't know. Because I'm doing a flip in every direction. That's how I've been doing the Revolver Raider. I don't know if I'm not spinning enough when I'm doing them.
Well, isn't it flip in every direction? Well, don't you need to do like R1, R2, L1, L2? Don't you need to like do all the different shoulder buttons?
Well, that's what I've been doing.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll look up how to do Twisty McMarks.
Okay.
You have to hold one of the sticks or directional buttons while you press R1, R2, etc.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, though. Can you look up the tricks for, like, the hoverboard races in general?
Oh, wow, they have one called the Plumber's Track. R1, L1, R2. Maybe like 100, so I'll see if I can find the highest one. Oh, Twisty McMarks is like 650. Okay, so you can do a Twisty McMarks, which is R1, L1, R2, L2. Drift's Revenge, which is L1, R2, L2. Chomper, R1, L1, L2. Corktastic, R1, R2, L2. A Big Al, R1, L1, R2. Hey, you can take my phone.
I just wanna... Because I'm not seeing any of the tricks I'm actually getting in here.
Well, you're getting the Snake B straight there. Do the robot
the
right there.
2-3 flips in the air. So do I have to hold all three of them at once?
No, I think I think it's like R1 flip, L1 flip, R2 flip. I think that's generally what it means.
Four more flips in the air. See, the Revolver Raider. Oh, it's only counting 3, that's why. With 4 buttons. So I'm not getting the 4 flips, even though it says 4 poses. I guess I'm not actually getting 4 full flips.
You seem so defeated when you say that. I guess I'm not getting 4 full flips.
Whoa.
That was something. Alright, but we'll probably be here for a little bit. Honestly, you're getting really good. I think we'll get it in the next few rounds. Snaggle Beast 87. 1,000 Snaggle Beast. There you go. Got a revolver hitter. You landed it. Still counts.
Maybe it still counts.
And you're able to Snaggle Beast, huh? I sense pain in that one. Double Darla. Oh. Oh. And Megan, where's your Drift's Revenge?
I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to get 4 flips.
Well, I think you also need to hold the buttons in a certain order. Like a certain like an order as you hit them, right?
I mean, yeah, that's probably why I keep getting the Snuggle Beast, because I keep doing it in a similar order.
Yeah, so you probably need to, like, flip the script a bit. And not hit that. You also need to not hit that one thing that you keep hitting. And also the water. Ah, plumber's crack. You did more of them. Ah, dude, you're so close. Here, like, can I go back even further, please? I mean, I guess you... Oh, no, now you got it.
No, I wanted the 4,000!
Oh, you're so close, Megan. You're so close. You can do it. Now you know. Now you know. Just don't hit the same keys, I guess. Yeah, like Snaggle Beast. Can't guess how many Snaggle Beasts you end up doing.
No.
You gotta stop going in the water, too. You keep going in the water, Megan. That's your... Yeah, you know, just not a backseat game, but you keep on doing Snaggle Beasts, and you keep on going into the water. I don't know. I just found it kind of funny. You go like, ooh, you know, the reason you're not doing it is because you keep on dying. Oh, nice. Helpful, but never had that happen with me before, but... Okay, another revolver raider. You turn that into something else really good. Okay, 1,000 points. So you need to get a fair few more than these next couple laps. You seem like you're getting a little discouraged. You're getting there, though. You're getting there.
I know.
Your hand's doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Because we don't want you hurting your hands. Yeah, do the robot.
Oh, come on.
If you do like all these big ones, like you'll be fine.
That's
Cracker
a Cracker Jack. I don't know what I did differently for that one.
See, that's a good reference. Cracker Jack. J-A-K. I like that.
Yeah.
I do like how they had a very friendly rivalry with the Jack team back in the day.
They did, but they also like worked together on. They ended up using the same engine.
Yeah. Like it's very much like not what you'd expect, right? You have all these two similar games. You think, oh, they'd be competing against each other. But it's like, well, I mean, they had a rivalry kind of, but like you said, there it was a very friendly one. It was like, oh yeah, we'll work together on stuff, right? We'll help each other out. I think it's really nice. how game deving should be. I'm making do Twisty McMarks. Let's see it. It's R1, L1, R2, L2. Megan, you can do it. A revolver raider. That's not too bad. You almost have it. I think you'll get it this round, unless you fail horrendously in like the final lap, or you keep doing Snaggle Beast and your revolver raiders. God, just like, didn't even want to try that one. But like, no, I'm going too close to the water. So that's the time you should try the Twisty McMarks, probably, right? When you're like up on the big one.
That's what I've been trying to do, but I can't get 4 full flips.
Yeah, I almost had that one. Almost. Yeah, going for 2 was a little ambitious on that one, I think.
I don't know that.
Yeah, at least we can afford like 1, almost 2 golden weapons after this.
I mean, it's true. We're getting a decent amount of bolts just from doing this.
I guess it's true. You could probably get the Rhino right after this one, huh?
Yay!
Oh, we did it! Nice, well done. A final hurrah at the end. Just do one final trick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, congrats, Megan. You did it.
I did it. I don't remember that being that hard. Okay. I'm tired after that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Let's go. Only a bit more. Yeah, you can get the Rhino, get a gold weapon if you want, and then I guess finish the game.
I mean, yeah. I still have to get the skill point on Velden.
That's true. That one might be a pain in the ass, dude.
So I gotta beat him with the wrench, right?
Yeah, you gotta beat like 10 with a wrench. Without dying, I think.
Oh wait, I should buy Ferocity. Oops.
So which golden weapon do you think you're gonna get?
I don't know.
Because you can definitely afford at least one of the cheaper ones.
I don't remember which one the cheaper ones are, to be honest. I know the Bomb Glove might be one, Suck Cannon's one, maybe the Blaster?
Oh man, doing so good. Let's see, Basshocket says our nightmare is finally over. It is. That one I admit I was kind of scared of. I wouldn't have. I don't think I could have done it. Well, I could have probably with time. It just would have taken a bit longer than what you had to do.
Yeah, because I think I was doing that for roughly like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, something like that. Some of it might get cut, some of it might stay in. I don't know, I guess see how lazy I get with it. So is that the only skill point you need then? Like the last one on Velden?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, look at us go, dude. Look at us go. So you can get the Rhino.
Oh yeah, I guess I could have got that before I came here. I probably should, actually.
It would make things easier, I'm sure. Yeah, let's say you may as well get that and get a golden weapon, right?
Okay.
You should sit more Gatorade. You basically sportsmaned it.
Okay.
I want to see you sweating that Gatorade sweat.
I won't be sweating Gatorade sweat.
Yeah, I did see Matt Pat at Food Theory actually did a theory on that. So, can you actually sweat Gatorade? No. That's based off of the commercials.
Well, they had a lot of commercials from what I remember where they were literally sweating Gatorade.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wonder what it. Well, I wonder what conclusion he comes to, because obviously it's got to be a no. But like, how does he get there? And Is that like, will he do an? Oh, well, it's technically plausible this way. You know.
I mean, possibly. I could see him doing something like that.
Yeah, I still wonder what the channel's gonna turn into now that he sold it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I mean, I know he's still CEO of it, but so I find it weird that he sold it to a company that has like nothing to show. But
yeah.
And I do wonder what his final theory channel is gonna be. Cause I know it's blue. I know it's blue.
Maybe sports theory.
Well, some people are speculating sports theory, but then they're like, probably not, because copyright with sports is really tight. So he probably couldn't use any footage.
Yeah, and that would not be interesting.
So some people are speculating maybe science theory. Kind of go back to like how the channel used to be with a lot of scientific analysis for stuff.
But they already kind of have that with the Austin videos that are on there every now and then.
Well, yeah, but
It seems weird to put that on a separate channel when it's always been on the main channel.
I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't even know what I can speculate. Some people have jokingly said anime theory. Which I don't know if he is into anime. So I don't know if he'd try it. Oh, here it is.
This thing is heavy. Yeah, try carrying it around in your trench coat for 2 months.
Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to tell everyone about your services.
Listen, you little twerp.
Damn, dude. Grab him clunk by the throat.
You saw what we talked about.
Do I even have to say it?
Yous two have a nice day.
You just purchased the rhino. Alright, show me what makes it good. Damn, it's good. Let's see soda. Enemies? Man, it's good.
Yeah.
This is how you get golden bolts. This is how you get golden weapons.
Yeah, I don't think there's a golden version of the Rhino. At least I don't remember if there is. I don't think there is.
Yeah, probably not. The only way you can make it better is to give it unlimited ammo, and that'd be kind of broken. By the looks of it, anyway. Let's see, Bassarker says, I'd feel he would be, but what's in that relation to? Because, I don't know. Oh, you mean anime. Like anime theory. Oh, yeah. He might be. He's just never talked about it, has he? I mean, I haven't seen game theory in a while.
He's done some game theory videos in anime, like the All Might one, right?
Yeah, he did.
So I could see him doing a separate anime channel for that.
I mean, it'd be popular enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be down for a proper anime theory channel. Yeah, I actually used to be in this subreddit called Anime Theory, funnily enough, because I thought it was neat to see people speculate on anime. But then it just ended up being one guy, like, constantly posting his shitty Boruto, like, Boruto versus videos, and they were, like, god-awful.
That's really funny.
And then I would, like, report it, and then he would just keep on posting them. So I assumed the mods just didn't either give a shit or anything. So I was like, well, the sub's kind of dead if the mods don't really care. So I just left it. Figured it wasn't worth it.
That's fair.
But, so if Matt Pat did an anime theory, I'd probably be all over it. Because I'd be kind of curious what sort of theories he'd come up with. It's like, could he have gotten out of his debt even easier? Or in an easier way?
I would be curious.
I guess that would be more like anime and manga theory. Do you think he'd do a manga in there as, like, a thing?
He'd probably consider them the same thing, but he'd probably call it anime theory.
Probably. He'd probably do it like, well, here's the anime, but we can use the manga as, like, a source if we need to. That's probably how we'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's potential there. I do kind of want to go and watch, like, all the game theories and film theories and stuff I haven't seen. Because they're fun. Just give them a binge, you know?
Yeah. That would be fun. I know you were talking about that a while ago for us to do, just kind of on our own time.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, I'm not saying I'd make a Let's Watch out of it. I don't think I'd make Let's Watches out of YouTube content. To be honest,
The new React meta.
It's like, yo, I react to Matt Pat game theory. It's like, I don't know, I don't think that'd be as interesting, personally.
No. Okay, so what do we got? We got a suck cannon, the decoy glove, glove of doom, ice Oh, that's 20,000 too. Okay, I guess I'll get the Glove of Doom then.
I mean, if you wanted, we could try to get to 20,000 because you're only like almost 1,000.
I know, but I don't want to use all my bolts so I can buy some weapons and stuff, right?
Ooh.
So we're gonna go with the Glove of Doom.
Okay, so what's special about the Glove of Doom? Oh, they're bigger. Damn, they're bigger.
They were pretty big, yeah. I assume they probably last longer and they probably do more damage.
Probably. Okay, that's neat.
Yeah.
I got some great bargains for you today.
I like how the Rhino ammo is the nuke.
Yeah.
Nuke going up.
Don't you love how it's only 20 bolts for a Rhino ammo when it's like 100 for a Visibomb?
Yeah, that doesn't really seem balanced, but that's probably the point. I mean, you save up enough to get the Rhino, right?
Well, it's because it has a higher ammo max, right? So if you use it all, it costs more to get it all. But yeah, it's kind of just like an endgame reward. Not nearly as good as some of the other Rhinos. The Rhino in Ratchet 3 is really fun. Ratchet 2 is okay. I don't like the Ratchet 2 one. That's because it's boring.
Let's see, Bassacre says, I know there's been reactions to reactions. I wonder how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I mean, I saw a video of Josh Stripe Hayes reacting to Asmongold reacting to someone else. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone reacted to that one.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Do I just start reacting to reactions of people reacting? I might need to consider this. Yeah, Josh Gray Hayes is really good, by the way, for anyone wondering. He does, has a couple good channels.
Yeah, he does a lot of content, mostly on MMOs. But he has some, like, single-player game content and some funny stream highlights and stuff. I like watching him.
Yeah. So if you like a lot of MMO stuff in particular, watch Josh Stripe Hayes.
Yeah.
If you like seeing just someone talk about video games where it's kind of like a more retrospective thing, check out Josh Stripe Plays.
He also has Josh Stripe Says, which is like his stream highlight channel.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I've really watched anything from that one yet. He's really good though. Really like him.
Thought I missed that one.
That's how it says. I once saw a vid where someone reacted to themselves, reacting to themselves, reacting to themselves. That's pretty meta. I like it. Oh no! You gonna die now.
Yeah, slowly but surely. If I'm gonna die, I'm taking your bolts.
Nice. Got a piece of him now. See, Basshocker says he's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of... But I think I've talked about this on stream before, where, like, nowadays, mostly what I watch on YouTube are longer, like, retrospective videos.
Yeah.
I consider doing one myself sometime. I just don't know what I do a retrospective on. I don't know. What would I do a retrospective on? But what's something that I know and love, or hate, that someone else hasn't done something on yet?
Well, people are gonna do stuff on everything.
Oh, Megan, no, you're supposed to give me hope.
Well, no, I was gonna say, if you wanted to, you could just do, like, Resident Evil or something.
I could. I mean, I haven't played through the series. I probably... No, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know what I could say about Resident Evil, though. I don't know how much I'd have to, like, dig in deep. It's like, oh, these are what the voice actors for the original ones are doing now. I guess I kind of did that at the end of my stream for it, though.
Yeah.
Turns out a lot of them are Canadian, funnily enough. One of them died. Unfortunately. I think they had voice Chris passed away. Which is sad. Not very cool. But a lot of them, it seems like they just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. Like, what are they doing now? Who knows? Let's see. Basssucker says, I don't think anyone did a full deep dive into the Pokemon anime because it's too huge. Well, we're doing a Let's Watch of it, so I guess in theory we could try that.
I mean, you could.
I don't know. I like a lot of retrospective content, though. It's nice. Like, it's nice to be able to go and hear what, like, other people have to say about something that, let's say, you either enjoy or hate. I don't know, it's kind of fun. And plus, the videos are usually long, and I like a lot of long-form content now. Like, if it's over an hour, I'll probably like it, because I like just throwing it on and doing something else, right, while I listen. It's nice, it's comfy. I also like this YouTuber called Sean, which funnily enough I found him because he did this thing on CinemaSins, which I thought was really funny to watch.
Oh yeah.
He was like, so I've heard, because I think I started I found this video once from someone, I don't remember who, I think it was like Bob's Vids or something, where he was like, I know, so I found out about CinemaSins and I watched it and it was awful. So here's my why CinemaSins is awful video, which I thought was pretty interesting and funny. And I through that found this guy called Sean, who also did that, which was funny. And then ever since then, I've just kind of watching his videos, and he does a lot of longer, like 1 hour to like 2-3 hour videos. He did like this one like 4-hour video on Harry Potter, which I thought was really interesting. I did watch it actually. Yeah, did watch it all too. And I was like, well, it's really interesting because he just talks. Honestly, sometimes the videos don't even have like imagery apart from like one static image.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice just to like throw it on the second monitor, listen to it, and do some Final Fantasy 14 or play one of my few solo games that I play.
Yeah.
Just to chill and vibe too. So yeah, Sean's really cool. He doesn't upload much either, but that's probably because most of his videos are long. So he probably takes a lot of time between his videos. But he does a lot of research, which I like. He does a lot of research into what he wants to talk about. And see, Fast Sucker says absolutely yes. Yeah. No, that kind of stuff is just comfy. So I like his videos a lot. I'm trying to think who else I watch. Well, I like H-Bomber Guy. H-Bomber Guy does some good stuff.
I don't know if I've seen him.
He's really good. He's also British, funnily enough. A lot of them are British, I found. Which is really interesting. But I wanna... Well, H-Bomber Guy's done a lot of videos on stuff that I want you to at least have some interaction with first. Right? Before you watch it, because he did this one on Fallout 3. Right? And then he did one on Fallout New Vegas. And then he did one on And recently he did one on the Roblox Oof. Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because he was like... Because the synopsis of the video is basically like... Oh, well... I stumbled across this... No, what was it? It was like, the origin of the Roblox Oof. Well, everybody knows what the Roblox Oof sounds like. And then, stumbled across this, like, video of where the Oof came from, and it's this really obscure 90s game. And I was like, well, how'd the Oof end up in Roblox? And then he kind of goes on about it, and then it's really... For what it is, it has a lot of twists and turns in it, which, maybe we should watch sometime, actually. Maybe I'll show it to you.
I mean, yeah, if you want.
But he does a lot of good videos. He did one on Pathologic as well, but I haven't watched that one yet, because I want to watch Pathologic myself. Or I want to play Pathologic myself. Because it seems really interesting. So I don't want to spoil myself by watching that one. But H-Bomber guy's pretty cool. What other long-form YouTube video dudes do I watch? I can't really think of many. This one guy called Lutz, I think. He did one on Paper Mario, like the original.
Okay.
And not Bomberman, Earthbound Zero. Which, he seems pretty good. He's only done like a couple that I watched fully, but they seem neat. He seems like a cool dude. And I think it's Lutz, which is Lutz. Liam Triforce is another one that I recently stumbled upon again. Because I watched some of his videos like ages ago and then kind of forgot about him, and then I stumbled upon him again. And I was like, oh yeah, this guy. And I found out he had a lot more stuff. He did like a lot of, wait, I have a timer.
Okay, I just want to check what time it was.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to subtly remind me, like, oh, you gotta do a thing at 3.
Well, you do. I was gonna check because I thought it was close to 3 based on the live time.
Yeah. But Liam Triforce does a lot of like Zelda content. Where it's like, oh, here's Ocarina of Time. And here's like a 2-hour-long video for Ocarina of Time. Here's an hour-long video for Majora's Mask. It's like, oh yeah, it's the content I crave. Please give it to me. Put like hours worth of content into my veins while I do other things, you know? Just put its digital data into me while I do crafting in 14.
Yeah. I want to do some more 14.
Yeah, same. Well, that's something we'll probably do. Probably a bit of today, actually.
Most likely.
But yeah, I don't know, I like that. I like that stuff, that content. And I recently got Megan into watching YMS. You know, Your Movie Sucks. Which is really good. With Adam. Fellow Canadian and fellow man from Alberta. Which is pretty cool. He does a lot of longer form videos too, but they're more like a review-ish kind of style.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I like. I don't know, I just like any like really if there's a video over an hour, I'll probably be interested in at least checking it out. You know? Let's see. Bassargrid says the crazy thing is that, for instance, the first Super Mario 64 video was his first time playing it, I think. Need to catch up on it so much. You're talking with Liam Triforce? I'm only asking because I think he did do an SM64 video. I don't. If you're talking about him, I think in the video, I think he says it's not his first time, but that he what was it? I'm trying to think. I think it was the. Was it a while? Nah, see, Bath Backwards, the interesting thing is, I feel like you're somewhat right, but I also remember a thing in the video where he's like, oh, I've done this jump hundreds of times when I was younger. So if I make it look easy, that's because I've had a lot of practice. But I feel like you're correct with something that he's done. I don't know if it's SM64, but I think there is something that he did. Where he was like, oh, it was my first time playing it. Yeah, let me look through his videos, actually. Because I can do that, because Megan's playing.
Yes. Yes, you can.
So I can watch you play, commentate over it, but then also do everything while commentating over it. Let's find my YouTube videos. I could be wrong as well, though, Bass Efforts, to be fair. Fucking, I'm not hitting the Q, I'm hitting A. Jeez, there we go. You know, I'm not too sure. It may have been... He did one for Pikmin. Could it have been Pikmin? Honestly, Bass Backwards, I'm not too sure. You know what, Bass Backwards? I will watch his videos again. Just for you, so I can remember for later. Not because I just want to watch his videos again and have hours worth of content like pumped into my veins or anything.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I haven't watched like all of his videos either. Let's say there's some I avoid because I don't want to spoil things. Like his Resident Evil one, I don't want to spoil like 7 or 8 for me. Or 6. I don't want to spoil 6 for myself either. Even though I know that one's probably not worth it regardless. I still don't want to spoil that one for me. I don't watch that many because let's see, you can only watch if you watch everybody that does like an hour-long video, you won't really have much time in the day. It's not long content. That's basically it. I know some people like the 15, 30-minute long videos are as much as I can do, but for me it's like 5 hours. Give it to me. Give it to me right now. You know? Okay, well, I am going to be right back. I will leave Megan here to commentate and talk all by yourself for a couple minutes. So I will be back shortly. That shouldn't be too long. Probably just like a minute, probably less.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too long.
Not shouldn't be too long. You got this, Megan. I believe in you.
Okay. You can go. You can go.
I know.
Standing at the door waiting for me to start talking. I guess I've watched a lot of long-form content myself lately. In particular, there was one YouTuber I was watching. His name is Internet Pit Stop, and he's been doing a lot of retrospective videos on, like, I watched this one about his Pokemon region design. He did this really cool one about the history of Adult Swim that I thought was kind of interesting. He's just a really chill dude, and I find his videos to be really funny. So I've been watching a lot of him lately. Other than that, like I said, I've been watching Job Strife Hayes because I do enjoy his videos. Can't say I've really been doing a lot of like side content while I do it. I do watch a lot of Legends of Runeterra videos, but I know that won't appeal to most people here. In particular, I watch Sunny and I watch Grappler. I don't know. Oh, I'm dead again. That should maybe not. Maybe they'll leave me alone. Okay, they're gonna leave me alone. Nice. But yeah, no, there's been a lot of really good stuff that I've seen on YouTube. Hey, welcome back. Right there? Yeah. Alright, I will have that in a moment.
If we're gonna bring it down, well, if she doesn't want it, I'll munch on it. And if she wants it, she's earned it. Ugh. Let's see, how much farther did you make it? Did you die?
No. Oops.
Oh, dude, you got 20,000 bolts? How?
I've just been getting bolts as I've been killing stuff. It doesn't take that long to get bolts this point in the game. At least the first time you play through a level.
Well, dude, you can get another gold weapon.
That's true, I could get the blaster.
You don't need to do it.
I mean, I might. We'll see how much I have by the time we're done the game again.
Yeah, you do get a lot of bolts, huh?
Yeah. It scales based on the level, right?
So, like, how much less do you get if you go through the level again getting bolts?
Probably close to half. You still get a decent amount, but it's not really worth grinding most of the time. There's only a few planets in the game that are really worth grinding bolts. And I don't know if there's really any really good ones in this game in particular. Alright, I guess I gotta go. Oh, spaceship.
Yeah. Gotta go and get into the spaceship so you can go pew pew on all the blasters.
Pew 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 pew.
Well, I should say turrets, I guess. I guess they're turrets, not blasters. The spaceship sections are actually pretty alright.
Yeah, they do a much better job with them in this game.
Oh, what, did they get shit later on?
I mean, I personally don't like how they did them in 2. Like, they're pretty similar, but they're also, like, kind of annoying. There's a gold bolt tied to some of them.
Ah, okay.
So...
Yeah, I do think with 2... I don't know how I'm gonna do skill points in 2. I think there are a decent amount of skill points in 2 that I probably will say and save for new game. Then there are a lot more like, oh, defeat this with only wrench.
Yeah.
Or defeat this by doing a stupid thing. Right? Like, I feel like that's not as fun, right?
No, it's not.
So for that, I might... So for Ratchet 2, I might just say, hey, let's get it on New Game Plus.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. We'll see when we play it. I hear those dogs barking out of the headset.
Yeah, they're pretty loud. Not like obtrusively loud, I'm sure, but just loud.
Yeah, just loud. Loud enough. Saturn, which golden weapon do you think you'd get? Do you think you'd get the blaster? Nice.
I didn't realize the dogs do that if you get close enough. That's funny.
That is pretty funny. I guess that's the easier way to deal with them, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, the rhino. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think we have any ideas for like next co-op stream game or when that might happen? Perhaps?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's what the answer I kind of expected.
I mean, I'm sure we'll get around to doing it. I just don't know when we're gonna do the next co-op stream because obviously, you know, over the next while you want to do your Resident Evil stuff. And fact of the matter is once I get back to work, it's probably gonna be a lot less time for streaming in general.
Oh yeah, and then I'll have to say, hey Megan, we gotta steal you away so we can do some of this stuff.
I mean, yeah.
And we still need to finish Phantasmagoria.
Yeah.
That's something we definitely need to finish. I don't know if that'll happen too soon. Probably soon enough.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Depends on what you want to do.
I do at least want to finish Code Veronica first, though, before we do more, because that is the next Resident Evil game that gets played, Code Veronica. Which might take longer than the other ones, because I believe I've said this before, but I haven't really played as much Code Veronica as I have all the other ones. Like, I played it, but I don't really remember it as well as the other games. I mostly remember the opening bits. Kind of same with Zero, when I get around to Zero. I'm not sure how long Zero will take. Because that's another one that I've played, but I haven't played as much as the other one.
Okay.
And I know Zero is a bit weird. That one's a little bit weird.